Hello and welcome to Season 6, Episode 4 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we've got another couple of live comms, and look at that, we're joint top of the league. Let's have a look to see how we got there. It's all going very, very well at the moment. You can tell I'm excited. So, the game I was afraid to put in an episode, we played at home against Peterborough. We were 3-0 up after 12 minutes. Very, very close to bottling it. We let them back into it for a 77th and an 89th minute goal. But very happy to see we managed to hold on. Thierry Ambrose getting 2 goals again. Tommy Orr keeping up his good form. Keziah Sterling, man of the match performance and 2 assists from the right wing. This new system works. It didn't work away to Rotherham in the Carling Cup. Carling Cup? What? That's the second time in this series I've called it the Carling Cup. When was the last time it was called the Carling Cup in real life? Years ago. Ridiculous. So we went away to Rotherham in the Capital One Cup, which 3-0 away to Rotherham isn't as bad as you might expect. They're actually a Premier League team now. They're sort of lower mid-table Premier League. I was a bit upset to see Stevie May score the 2 goals, because last time I checked, he was almost signing for Posh in real life. Admittedly, that was sort of 2-3 years ago, and I know he has gone on to slightly bigger and better things now, but I don't think he's a Premier League striker, is he? He certainly shouldn't have been scoring 2 goals against us, but we'll forget about that. We weren't bothered about the stupid cup anyway. We went away to Burnley, back in the Championship, and it's getting silly now, the way we're scoring goals. 5-2 away to Burnley, another 2 goals for Thierry Ambrose. The winger, one of the wingers weighing in again, Delanley with 1. Emir Hughes and Andre Dazelle both scoring from central midfield. We're just playing incredibly well at the moment. I know this kind of form isn't going to go on forever, and it is very much reliant on the incredible form Thierry Ambrose is in. If he stops playing as well as he is, the whole system's going to fall apart a little bit. But having a real top complete forward to spearhead this system is really making a big difference. And it reminds me of Season 1 back at Boston when we had Dale Southwell banging in loads of goals. We won the league that year. Just saying. Ambrose obviously got the Championship Player of the Month award. 5 goals in 5 games and an average rating of 8.24. That'll do. I got the Manager of the Month award as well, which is, I think that's my first Manager of the Month award for about 4 seasons. So that was nice, especially as we didn't win all the games. But yeah, I thank you very much. The board are now absolutely delighted with the way I'm leading the team, and I am untouchable. I took the opportunity to ask them for some extra money so we could buy a goalkeeper in January, and apparently I'm not that untouchable, because they still won't let me have any extra money. So to get the goalkeeper I want, I am still going to have to sell, and I don't know who to sell. So I guess we'll see where we are in the league and see if we can make it through to the summer without buying a goalkeeper. The curse of Manager of the Month didn't strike. We didn't play as well as we have been, but Tommy Orr got the only goal of the game after 15 minutes. Keziah Sterling went off injured after 29 minutes, and he's now going to be out for 5 weeks with fractured ribs, and that's a bit of a shame because he's been in really good form. I've sort of been rotating him along with Orr and Delanley as 3 wingers that sort of rotate round each match, so there's always one of them on the bench and it changes each game, and it's keeping them all fit and, really keeping them all apart from Sterling fit, but obviously that plan is on the back burner for a little while. And I liked this. I'm going to be self-indulgent for a moment, so if you don't want to see that kind of thing, fast forward for a minute. But we got the usual message that you get through when you start a new job. New Ipswich boss shows transfer guile. And I like the fact that I've identified the fact we sold Lucas João for £4.6 million to Derby, then swooped for Man City's complete forward Thierry Ambrose with cash to spare. Sort of note on there, we actually bought all our players for that 4.6 million with cash to spare. We brought in like 8 players, but nearly there. So I wanted to have a look at Lucas João and just see how well we actually did. So that's Lucas João. This is the guy who was here. He never actually played for me, who we sold for 4.6 million in the summer. So he's gone to Derby in the Premier League. He's now valued at 8.25 million. So they would feel they've got quite a good deal for him. Very physical player, big target man. Looks okay. He's only scored 1 goal in 8 games for Derby in the Championship, and he only actually scored 13 goals in 44 for us last season with an average rating of 6.66, so not that good, is he? That's the direct comparison, Thierry Ambrose against Lucas João. Now, I know there's a lot of red on there, which is for João, but it's red in areas that I'm not that bothered about. The key areas are where we've got the green, and that's in the pace, the acceleration, vision, teamwork, finishing, crossing, shooting. Yeah, he's a striker. He's supposed to be good at all that stuff. His value is now £4.7 million as well, apparently. So even if we would, I would say we could probably sell him for £10 million at this point. 10 times return. That'll do. Again, not going to sell him. He's going to fire us into the Premier League. And then we got another media message talking about Awesome Ambrose, who's our top goal scorer, 11 goals in 17 games. We kind of need to get promoted this season to be able to have any chance of keeping him. And I need to get him tied down to a longer contract as well. So that's a job for me to do as soon as I'm done recording. Next game. Took the shine off all of that, though, because we went away to Walsall, who were 18th in the league, I think, or something like that. We were 1-0 down for most of the game. We managed to pull one back through Christian Benavente, who's playing because Sterling's injured and Delaney wasn't really fit. So tried to put Benavente into the rotation of the strikers. He did okay. He scored a goal. Didn't do anything special. We didn't look the same team in this game. I rotated quite a lot. You can see Luke Chambers is in. Samuel Enyama is playing in midfield. The young centre-back we got on loan from Southampton. I've also noticed Dominic Ball can play in midfield as well. So we have got a couple of options in midfield, but really heavily rotated. Probably rotated too far in that game, and we paid the price for it. But that's the league table. That's where we are at the moment. So 17 games in. We're approaching the halfway point of the season. We are joint top of the league. 32 points. Level with Stoke. I mean, there's not a lot in it. 6th place is only 2 points behind us. But that is a pretty strong position to be in. So let's get into today's game. We're at home to QPR. It's a live TV game. For some reason, both our games against QPR are live on TV this season. I got a media report through the other day. So I don't know if there's some kind of history between Ipswich and QPR that I'm not aware of. But yeah, they're both going to be on TV. I'm just going to swap Davidson in for Knudsen because Knudsen's not fully fit. That's the team that we're going to be going with. So we've just had an international break, so we're fairly close to full strength. The only change really is bringing Davidson in for Knudsen. And also I've dropped, I'm resting Michael Hector because he's come back from international duty with a bit of a knock. He's recovered from it now, but is in need of a rest after picking up a slight knock on international duty. So Dominic Ball and Nyama play together at centre-back for the first time, with Stephen Davidson at left-back, James Tavernier right-back, and obviously Bartosz Białkowski is going to be in goal. Familiar-looking midfield of Cole Scouse, Andre Dazelle and Emir Hughes. Looking forward to having Christensen back in the side. I'm not sure when he's fit. I haven't even paid any attention to him since he first got injured. Let's see, how long are you going to be out for now? Within a month. So maybe even by the next episode, we're going to have the option to have Christensen back in that midfield, which will be very nice indeed. And then wide, we've got our 2 first-choice wingers, Tommy Orr and Jan-Erik Delaney and Thierry Ambrose up front. Hopefully that front three, with Dazelle supporting, are going to continue in the fantastic current form that they've been in. But let's get into the match. We're at home, so we're going to play the control version of the system. And I'd like to think we should be able to beat QPR. We're a good side. We've just had a nice 2-week break for the international break. We're nicely rested. We're not having to do any rotation today, really. We're pretty close to full strength. I'd like to think that's going to signify actually showing off how good this system is in a live com, which I've not been able to do yet, because all the really big, impressive games where we score a load of goals like Southampton and Norwich, and there was a couple I've just showed you that I can't remember who we played, where we're banging in, Burnley I think it was, wasn't it? Where we're banging in loads of goals. And we're not really doing that in the live comms. I think we get stage fright. Oh, for goodness sake. There's your stage fright. Barini has scored for QPR after 10 minutes. We've had 68% of possession in that first 10 minutes. And they've scored probably with their first touch of the ball. Tell me that's not the Hazard playing in midfield for them, as in Chelsea player Eden Hazard. Because if he is, and Delafeu, what is going on? Who have they got in their team? Why are they not top of the league? Hold on. How do I even look at the opposition team? No, I don't want QPR formation. I want QPR's team. What? Are they cheating? Have they just got relegated? I think they have just got relegated. But how are they not top of the league? Right, where are they? QPR team ratings. Where has that even gone? It's nowhere to be seen. I can't find out. Oh, I really need to learn my way around this stupid interface. Let's play guess who the players are. It could just be brothers of famous footballers playing for him. We won't know until half time when we get a proper look at them. Well, Delafeu, brilliant. They've got at least 2 of them in their squad then. And Barini's just scored again, and this is getting ridiculous. Yes, we have a mountain to climb, but that's because they've got a team of Premier League players. Oh, what is going on? I really should have scouted them properly before the match. That's overconfidence for you. We've been in a good run of form. We've not lost for ages in the league. And I've not even had a proper look at the opposition before the match has started. Can I see who they are on here if I click on them? Aha! Hold on. Let's pause the game. Right. We're probably about 8-0 down by the time I get back into it. Right, let's pause it. So, they've got... Right, we can actually see their squad now. We've made it in. We're spying on them. That is no help at all. Oh, for goodness sake. Show me their squad. Not the Ipswich under-18s. Oh, going to make me angry in a minute, Football Manager. Right, now we are in. Oh, look at that team. Luckily, it's Thorgan Hazard, the lesser known of the Hazard brothers. And he's Belgian. Is he his brother? Does Hazard have a brother? He's not got him on his list of preferred people. He's made both of their goals there, but they've got Fabio Barini up front, Chalabar in midfield, Delafeu, Ben Gibson I know becomes quite good in Football Manager. Daniel Bentley is about the best goalkeeper you can have at this level. I don't feel quite so much like they're cheating. But, I mean, how does a player like this end up in the Championship? Yeah, so they were in the Premier League last year, but why didn't he go back when they got relegated? Madness. Right, let's get on with the match. We're 2-0 down. I may as well have left the match running while I was doing all that because it's all over. Oh, did we hit the post there? I think we hit the post. Tommy Orr's picked up an injury and we don't have any spare wingers. So he needs to kind of run it off. What's wrong with him? Potential shin injury. Brilliant. We're going to be forced to change this awesome system we've stumbled across due to lack of wide players, aren't we? Thierry Ambrose has just missed 2 absolute sitters. It's only been recorded as 1 clear-cut chance, but I'm calling that 2. Tell me he's not dropped off form. He's not lost interest over the international break. This is not what I was expecting today at all. I was expecting to absolutely thump QPR and be able to show off a little bit. I even did the little Thierry Ambrose montage at the start. Oh, can I edit that out now? Oh, we've got a penalty. There you go. False insecurity. It's all been a joke. I'm having you all on. We're going to win 6-2. Assuming Gazelle actually scores this penalty. If he misses this, the episode's just going to end. For goodness sake. We were playing so well until that international break, and it has ruined us. Yeah. We've had, to be fair, we've had 2 clear-cut chances. They've only had 1. It's just one of those days. It's not going in our favour. We've got stage fright because we're live on telly. They've just come down for the Premier League. They're used to being live on telly. I'm not sure I've been on telly yet in this save at all. This might be my TV debut. Oh, Ambrose, what is he doing? He scores that all day long. We've had 3 clear-cut chances and they've had 1 and we're 2-0 down. We've had 60% of the possession and we're 2-0 down. Oh. Right. Yeah, too right. I'm going to cautiously tell you off. I might need to do some of these team talks myself at some point. Right, have we got anyone we can bring on for Tommy Orr? Because he's limping around like nobody's business. Great, we've got 3... Who picks these subs? We've got 3 attacking midfielders on the bench. Can any of them play on the wing? I think Luis Alberto can play on the wing. I know Ambrose can play on the wing, but I'd like to think he'd stop missing at some point and score a couple of goals to get us back into the game. Let's stick Luis Alberto out on the left wing. Bless him, he came in expecting to be the main man, the playmaker in a 4-2-3-1. Got himself injured and we've not played that system since, so he's not getting much game time. So let's give him a little run out on the left wing, see if he likes that. See if there's a way to get him back into the side somehow, because he does look like a good player. He just doesn't fit into this system at all, because he's reluctant to play in central midfield. Doesn't really do his defensive duties when he's there. We're really not going to come back into this game, are we? Oh, what to do? There's really nothing to do. We're quite hit by injuries. Ambrose is not having a good game. He can come off. Why am I making substitutions so early? Let's not take Ambrose off just yet. There's half an hour of the game left. Yes, we'll discard the changes. We'll give it another 10 minutes. Because Ambrose might score yet. It just smacked. He's gone down to 6.3. Brilliant. He knows I was about to take him off. That was the equivalent of having Van Wolfswinkel stood on the touchline with his kit on, ready to come on. And then I changed my mind at the last minute. I've just made myself look indecisive to the team. Come on, let's score a goal. This is a lovely spell of pressure here. Tavernier doesn't get the cross in. Right, you are coming off now, Thierry, because you've missed. You could have had a hat-trick today, quite frankly. And I don't know what you've been up to in your 2 weeks off, but you were the player of the month, scoring 2 goals in every game before that international break. And now you seem to have forgotten you're awesome. This is back to the form you were in when you first signed for us. And you had to have a goal going off your backside before you went on a run of form. Is that what we need again? So that's probably not going to happen. No, he's not on the pitch. Right, Dazel's going to come off now as well. All the star men who've been so impressive in this run of form are having poor games. Does the TV affect things in Football Manager? Could that actually be what's happening? They're a little bit nervous because they're on telly. I suppose we'll see in the next game when we're not on telly. If we go back to winning 4-0 or something, then we'll just blame it on the telly and write off the next game against QPR as well, which is about March time, and we're on telly again. They're the only 2 TV games we've got all season. This has been disappointing, to say the least. That's just sloppy from Luis Alberto. He's clearly sending me a message that he doesn't want to play on the left wing. He wants me to... Is that Barini's hat-trick now? Yeah, obviously he's going to get a hat-trick against us. He only had 5 goals all season before this game started. Now he's got a hat-trick. I go back to my point that Delafeu should not be allowed to play in the Championship because he's just too good. He just beat my whole team and then just put the ball on Barini's foot and said, there you go, have your hat-trick. I can do that again if you want, anytime I want. I'm pacing myself. I don't want to risk having to go back to playing the Premier League again. Right, Delaney's got the ball, but there's not really any point. Van Wolfswinkel scored. Who cares? It's only his second goal of the season. We're not going to come back into it with 5 minutes to go, so I'm not going to get excited. I refuse. It was a good cross, actually, from Delaney, and Van Wolfswinkel has done really well to turn that in from quite a tight angle under pressure. It looks like they've got 2 goalkeepers. I think it might just be the kit they're wearing is a bit weird, different colour on the front than the back, maybe. Or they've got 2 goalkeepers, and that would explain why Thierry Ambrose missed those chances in the first half. Well, that has brought us back down to earth with a thump. I think I will go out and edit out the Thierry Ambrose fan club bit that went on for a bit too long. Right, we'll have a quick look at the league table and then we'll fast forward on to the next game. Because I have had some feedback now that you quite like the 2 games an episode. So for as long as I can get positive feedback on that, I'll keep doing that. There might be the odd occasion where I just stick out a 1-game episode if I'm in a hurry. But on the whole, I'll try and do 2 games per episode from now on. So what's that done to the league table? Let's have a quick look. Peterborough. They've taken a place in second. We're still only 3 points off the top. It's not a disaster. Let's fast forward to our next game, which is in a week's time, away against Hull. Right, so a week has passed. We're away to Hull. Bit of breaking news. I've snuck another player into the squad. I thought I'd do it between the live comms to sneak him in without having to do a screenshot, but then thought I'd better fess up anyway. We've brought another midfielder in, Conor Hurahan. I've signed him purely because we're still very light on numbers in central midfield. We had to resort to playing a centre-back as our box-to-box midfielder 2 games ago, and I don't want to have to do that. Conor Hurahan was available on a free transfer. He spent the last however many years playing pretty much every game of the season for Barnsley in the Championship. He has been at Ipswich before, 10 years ago, didn't play a game, but he's pretty much been playing regular first-team football week in, week out for the last 10 years, ever since he left us before. And the last 3 years of it in the Championship. And he looks like a decent enough player, creates a lot of goals, decent average rating. I don't know why he's still on a free transfer. He's 29 years old. He's not going to be fit to come into the side to play today, but it was the free transfer deadline day on Thursday, midweek. I sort of had an eye on him for a little while. He'd been on trial for a couple of weeks, which I'd hoped would get his fitness up, but it hasn't. But with the deadline, we've had to take the plunge on him. He's only in on a 7-month contract, so if it doesn't work out, we'll let him go at the end of the season. If he comes in and he's a star, we'll renew his contract for another year. But he's not going to play today because he's nowhere near match fit, so he needs to play a few more games for our under-21s. This is the team that we're going to be going with. Ideally, I wouldn't have Tommy Orr in the side because he's not particularly fit, but I just don't have another option out on the left wing. I don't want to stick Luis Alberto out there again because he wasn't very good at it. So we're kind of restricted to go this. In fact, I'm just going to stick Benavente on the bench because he can play, in theory, on either wing. So we'll take Carlinos off. We don't need 3 attacking midfielders on there. So we'll go with that on the bench. Chris Martin's fit again, I've just noticed. Oh, you could call that fit, I suppose. In fact, he's still injured. But there you go. He's getting a little bit close to fitness. So we might have a little bit more competition for places up front as well. Other than bringing Michael Hector and Jonas Knudsen back into the back 4, we're unchanged. I don't think that's going to make a lot of difference. I'm not going to blame the defenders who came in the last game for what happened against QPR. I think it was just bad luck. We caught them on the wrong day because they've not been a great side all season. But hopefully we will make amends against Hull. We're away, so we're playing the counter-attacking. Have I already said that? I'm losing it. Tommy Orr is already below 80% fitness. I think he only started on 82, didn't he? I'm perhaps panicking a little bit too soon. I don't want to risk breaking him, though. We've got another game in midweek, and I just don't see how he's going to be fit for it. But I don't really have another option. It's going to get to the point where I'm probably going to have to stick Ambrose out on one of the wings and bring Van Wolfswinkel in, maybe. Or I suppose I could use Benavente. He did okay on the right wing when he came in. He's not as effective on the left. I suppose that's better than messing around with Ambrose. But it emphasises again how paper thin our squad is, and how that's part of the reason behind bringing Hurahan in, just to add a few extra bodies to the squad, so that we can rotate a little bit more because we are starting to struggle for fitness. But Orr, despite playing on only one leg, has just picked up his 8th goal of the season, and we're 1-0 up. That was a lovely cross from Jan-Erik Delanley as well. I think it was him. Don't know where Thierry Ambrose was in this move. He seems to be nowhere to... Oh, hold on. Ambrose is laying the ball off to Delanley. I take it all back. He's pulled his defender away, the way a good complete forward does. Made space for Tommy Orr to cut in off the wing. I'll credit Ambrose for the whole thing. Excellent. He was following in as well, so if there had been a save, he'd have been there for the rebound. There you go. Ambrose is back. I like it when the wingers play well. It makes me happy. Right. Not a lot is happening now. Hull are fairly low down the league, so I would expect us to be quite comfortable today. Ambrose has just hit the post. The luck is not running with him at the moment. I really hope this isn't going to be another run of poor form. It says on his coach reports that he's a consistent performer, but in my experience, he's absolutely a confidence player. When he first came in, useless. For the first 4 or 5 games he played for us, not at all impressed with him. Went on his little run of form and looked like a Premier League player. But for the last game and a half, looking a bit useless again. So that doesn't feel consistent to me. What do I know? That's why I'm not the assistant manager doing the reports and whatnot. Is anything else going to happen in this football match? I'm there at the start of the episode telling you how awesome this system is, saying, look, we're joint top of the league, look how good I am. And then we've scored 1 goal away to Hull, and we got hammered at home to QPR. And stupidly, I'll then go and win my next 5 games offline, 5-0. And then I'll come back for the next episode, and we'll look rubbish again. And it makes me angry. Right, Ambrose, you're coming off. You're not having a good game again. We need to do something about him. A word with him, maybe. Is that what's needed? Just a little, your form's dipped a little bit, Thierry. And then Football Manager will say, well, hang on, his average rating for his last 5 games is still brilliant because of how good it was in the first 3 of them. It's not dipped. I'm going to sulk now. Can't win. Right, Hughes can come off as well. We'll give Lewis Alberto a go in central midfield. We tried him on the left wing in the last game. I do want to find a way to get him in the side because I think he's got the potential to be a real creative spark for us. Why did I not take Tommy Orr off just then? Can anyone explain to me why Tommy Orr is still on the pitch? Because we're playing again in 3 days' time, and he's basically dragging himself around on one leg now. We need to bring Benavente on. It's not the third substitution I would have liked to have made, but I can't risk breaking one of our best players. Why do I not pay attention when I'm making these substitutions? Right. This is all setting up for one of our trademark 89th minute conceding sessions, I guess. So brace yourselves. Here comes the whole goal. Have I tricked you? No, I haven't. Oh, I thought I tricked the Football Manager gods, but no, they're going to get me anyway. Oh, we cleared it. We've got 29 seconds left on the clock. It's going to make me sit through a full 29 seconds of highlight as well, isn't it? Of Hull attacking constantly. Come on, just run to the corner, Ricky. Don't try and take the man on. Oh, okay. That was a good pass. You found Benavente. This is good. Out to Knudsen. And then, I swear there was 10 seconds left. If Hull had the ball, that would have played on. Never mind. We won 1-0. It wasn't exactly the 2-episode goal extravaganza I was hoping to be able to show you. But, hopefully, that's pushed us back a little bit closer to those automatic promotion spaces. And we're at home to West Brom in our next game, which I'll play offline. And I'll be back with the next episode, probably at the start of the transfer window, because I'm still hoping to weasel some money out of the board so I can buy a goalkeeper. I've got one in mind, but I don't want to jinx it by telling you who he is until I've got the money to go and buy him. So that's top secret for now. You'll find out next episode anyway, because I'll be actively trying to buy him at that point, or sulking that they won't let me. So there we go. We're 3 points behind Stoke. We're 2 points behind Peterborough in second place. What an amazing! I tell you what, I'd love if it was us and Posh went up, and I got to have my first season in the Premier League with Posh having their first season in the Premier League. That would be good fun. I'd really enjoy that. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the future episodes. And thank you very much for watching.